Example 56 of section 1.4 uses a volume formula. In this case, it is the volume of a cylinder. And we have this picture to the right, which is going to help us work it. We start off with a regular marshmallow has 25 calories, and we want to discover how many calories a jumbo marshmallow will have. So we are going to assume or expect the calories will scale with volume. And once again, we're going to use the cylindrical volume formula, which is volume equals pi times r squared times the height of the cylinder. Now we're going to look over here on this grid, and we have some numbers show up in this paragraph. We look at this grid over here, and going across this, it looks like that's about 3.5, maybe. And then the jumbo marshmallow going across looks like it has a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So there's our 3.5 for our small one and 5.5 for our large marshmallow. And then to estimate the height, it looks like we have a height of 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go with what the book says, a height of 3.5. I would actually argue that a little bit, but assuming really, I would argue it. I'm going to stop with my assumption. I'm just going to use what the book has here and say that that has a height of 3.5. And then over here, the height of the other marshmallow is approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, and they go with 5. I assume they're counting these here. Once again, I would argue that. But going with the book, we have 2 marshmallows with these dimensions, and the dimensions are whatever they happen to be. They might be centimeters, they might be inches. I have no idea what a regular marshmallow is or a large marshmallow for this particular company. Now, we're going to set up a proportion, and you could also say rates, and we're going to find the number of calories in the jumbo marshmallow. But before we do that, let's deal with the other numbers in this paragraph. The numbers here given to us, these are diameters. So that means that we need to find the radius. Now, the radius of the small marshmallow is 1/2 of 3.5, which works out to 1.75 units, whatever that is. Once again, inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever it is. The radius of the jumbo marshmallow is 1/2 of 5.5 units, which works out to 2.75. Now, the volume of the small marshmallow is pi times the radius, 1.75 squared, times the height of the marshmallow, which once again the book said 3.5. So I'm going to use that number. And the volume of the jumbo one is equal to pi times the radius squared times the height of that marshmallow, which is 5 inches according to the book, or excuse me, 5 units according to the book. And these are our formulas. Now, the only thing left to do is to use our calculator to figure out the numerical answer to these and then do a comparison. Okay, I moved my text up the page a little bit so I'd have room to write. The volume of the small is pi times 1.75 squared times the height of the marshmallow, which is 3.5. Enter. I'm still in classic mode, not pretty print, so I'm going to just write down a bunch of decimals. We'll see this in just a minute if I had left it in pretty print. And the volume of the jumbo marshmallow is pi times the radius of the jumbo marshmallow, which is 2.75 units, squared, times the height of the jumbo, which is 5 units. And that works out to around 118.791472 units cubed, excuse me, volume is cubed. And once again, you can put calories per volume, or if you want to, you can do volume per calories. It does not matter as long as you're consistent on the other side of your proportion. So we have a volume. I'm going to do volume per calories. I have a volume of 33 and a bunch of decimals. Do not round until the very end. If you had worked this with the pi not being a decimal, but as that symbol on your screen, then you would have a slightly neater looking volume, but it's going to work out to the same answer. So I'll just leave all these decimals. So we have this volume divided by the calories, and it said way up here that a regular marshmallow has 25 calories. And we're going to say proportionally, the volume of the jumbo marshmallow, which also has several decimals, should be in the same rate or ratio as the small one. So once again, I put volume on top and calories in the bottom, and I did not write down my units. And we're going to cross multiply and remember that we're getting calories as our answer. So I'm going to multiply 33.67394626 times x, and that equals 25 times 118.791472. And I have 2,969.786805. Now to get the number of calories, divide through by that volume on the left. And that will get our x by itself. And I'm sorry, I'm running to the bottom of the page. Let me go over here to write my answer. On my calculator, I'm just going to say divide by and type in that beautiful volume that we have. Now, there are ways around having to type this in, and if you're interested in that, I can post some calculator videos on how to use this calculator to make your life easier. We end up with 88.192 calories for the jumbo marshmallow. And that's our answer. And you would round it to whatever your homework problem tells you to round it to.